Hello everyone, welcome to another episode on my channel Grammar Made Easy. On the request of my students, I have decided to cover determiners and kinds of determiners. Let's get started. What are determiners? Look at the definition. Determiners are words which are placed before nouns in order to determine whether the nouns are general or specific. Look at all these examples given on this slide. I need a car. A is a determiner. Is a teacher. She is my mother. My is a determiner. I need some water. There are plenty of books in the library to read. The patient died as soon as the doctor arrived. In all these examples, the underlined words are known as determiners. There are three types of determiners. We have central determiners, predeterminers, and postdeterminers. I have given you some examples here so that you can understand. Look at example number 1 here. They are leaving for a reason. This "a" is an article which is known as central determiner, while reason is a noun. This is such a beautiful place. Such is a predeterminer, "a" is a central determiner, and place is a noun. So if you look at this example, you will find that such comes before central determiner. Look at example number 3. All of the 40 students passed in the exam. If you look at this example, you will find that all of this is predeterminer, the is central determiner, and 40 is actually a post determiner, followed by a noun here, students. So what I mean to say that central determiner is in the center, predeterminer is before the central determiner, and post determiner follows the central determiner. You can look at this slide and it will make it very clear to you guys. For example, if I take this one once and "a" from here, so I can make a noun phrase once a week, twice a year, 3 times a day. So I can add a noun here and it will make a noun phrase once a week, twice a day, 3 times a day, etc. If I choose this possessive my second class, our third lecture. So what I mean to say that we choose one from here, our, and then third from here as a post determiner because it will follow this central determiner. So our third lecture, our third class is a noun. So if you can memorize this whole table, it will make it easy for you guys to make your own noun phrases. Central determiners. The first category in central determiner is articles. There are 2 types of articles. Indefinite articles are "a", "an", and definite article, the word which is "the", actually it is known as a definite article. How to use articles in sentences? Look at this example. They are going to a party. Look at the second example. She is an athlete. This "an" is a central determiner and athlete is a noun. As we have discussed before that articles are central determiners. Look at example number 3. Give these cookies to the boys. I have intentionally added this word here so that you guys can be ready that just articles are not the only central determiners. There are some other words. These, those, that, this, etc. are known as demonstratives, which you can actually see in the second category here. Give these cookies to the boys. The is a central determiner, which is an article, that is a definite article, and you can see a noun after it. The second category is demonstratives. This, that, these, those, they are known as demonstratives. Look at the example here. This book is mine. So this is of course a central determiner. This, which is actually a demonstrative. And we have a noun here, book. This book is mine. Demonstrative determiners should not be confused with demonstrative pronouns. So what is the difference? You can check this example. This is my book. Here the word this is a pronoun. And how you actually differentiate it from demonstrative determiners, pronouns are followed by verbs, but demonstrative adjectives or demonstrative determiners are followed by nouns. You see here we have book here, but here we have a verb is. Moving to the next slide, we have the third category, which is known as possessives. Possessives show the position of nouns. They are used with, for example, my brother. If I say he is my brother, this my is actually possessive, which is a central determiner. And brother is a noun, of course. And in this way you can use all these possessives the way you like. Other words. There are some other words which function as determiners. And these words are each, every, neither, either, etc. Look at the examples here. Each student raised his hand to answer the question. So this is a determiner and we have a noun after it. Every individual voted against him. Once again, a determiner and a noun. Neither answer is correct. Either group can be tested. So you can see these underlined words in the beginning here, neither, either, these are determiners, and we have answer and group, these are nouns. Interrogative determiners. It means that they are used in interrogative sense, in questions. For example, whose, which, and what are known as interrogative determiners. Whose car did you drive? Look at this, we have a noun here and we have an interrogative determiner here. Which class have you missed? Which, determiner, and this is a noun. What color do you like? The same thing, no difference, a determiner and a noun. You shouldn't forget one important point here. What is also a predeterminer? And let me give you an example. What a beautiful place. As we have already said that articles are central determiners, so we have an article here in this sentence, a. And before that we have a predeterminer, because as we have already said it, that predeterminers are the words which actually precede or come before central determiners. Moving to the next slide, predeterminers. The second type of determiners that we are going to discuss now are predeterminers. Predeterminers are those words which are used before central determiners in a noun phrase. Following are the main types. Multipliers. Like what? Once, twice, thrice, 2 times, 3 times, etc. For example, once a week. In this noun phrase, you see here we have a central determiner which is preceded by predeterminer. So once is a predeterminer. The second type is fractions. Half, single, double, 1/3, 2/3, etc. Half his salary. We know that possessives are central determiners, and before that we have a predeterminer that is half. Half his salary. Salary is a noun. Intensifiers. What, such, rather, not really, indeed, quite. These are known as intensifiers. Intensifiers actually put an emphasis on something. For example, look at the example there. What a fight. So this what a fight, in this phrase you see that we have what, a predeterminer, is a central determiner, and fight is a noun. Such an easy win. If you actually use such an easy win, it means that we are using such as an intensifier and a central determiner, and win as a noun here. Some other words, you can also use the rest of the words the way you like, but it should follow this structure. Other words: some of, both, both of, all of, several of, none of, each of. I'd like to use some of them. Some of the students. Some of is a predeterminer, the is a central determiner, and we have a noun here. So we can use predeterminer, central determiners, and then nouns there. Several of his failures. Several of, as we have said it, that it is actually a predeterminer, his central determiner, and failures are actually referring to a name that is a noun. You can use both in different ways. Both the boys. If you look at this, we have a central determiner here, predeterminer here, and a noun here. But we can also include of here in the middle. Both of. Both of will become a predeterminer, the a central determiner, and look at the noun here, teachers. If you do not want to use a noun here, you can use a pronoun. Look at here, both of them. Instead of both of the teachers, for example, you can say both of them, or you can say both the boys, both of them were excellent players. So you can use it in this way as well. The third type of determiners are known as post-determiners. Post-determiners are items which follow determiners in a noun phrase. Look at this, ordinal numbers. What are ordinal numbers? First, second, third, etc. And how do I say that these are actually post-determiners? You can look at this example. The first student. So the is, we have so many times used this word, that is a central determiner. So what is followed by this central determiner, that is known as post-determiner. So the first follows the, so it comes after this, that's why we say that is a post-determiner. And we have a noun here. So the first student in the row performed well. Cardinal numbers. What are cardinal numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. His 2 sisters were awarded gold medals. His, that is a possessive determiner, as we have discussed it in our previous slides. that is known as possessive or central determiner. We have two, that is post determiner, and sisters, of course, a noun. So what I mean to say, post determiner once again follows a central determiner. Moving to the next slide, whenever I write or type not, it means that you shouldn't forget this important point. Cardinal numbers are also determiners, as they can be placed before nouns. Look at this example. This is a cardinal number. 10 students appeared in the exam. It is not a post determiner here. The third type is known as general ordinal numbers. What are general ordinal numbers? Next, last, previous, subsequent, other, etc. For example, his next lecture. If you look at this noun phrase, his next lecture, this is a central determiner, next is a post determiner, and we have a noun here. We have quantifiers. Quantifiers are those words which tells us how much or how many. So, lot of, number of, great deal of, much, many, more, few, little, several. I can give you some examples here to explain my point. He has a lot of friends. This is a central determiner because this is an article. Lot of is a post determiner, and we have a noun here. He wasted a lot of money. What is the difference between these two? It means that we can use a lot of with countable nouns, and we can also use it with uncountable nouns. He wasted a lot of money. Money is uncountable noun. You can take a few biscuits. This is really a very crucial problem in some of the students' understanding. You must not forget this point, that whenever we have a before few or little, it means there is something. You can take a few biscuits. It means some biscuits. It is something positive. You can take few biscuits. It means not many. It is something in negative. It means almost nothing. You can take few biscuits, not many. Look at the next example. He took a little butter. Once again, a little butter. If you look at this one, we have used it a little with uncountable noun. It means some butter. But if you say he took little butter, it means not much. I'd like to request you to subscribe our channel. Thank you for listening. Good luck.